My name is Bharani Kumar, and most of y'all are aware of who I am. For people who are not aware, I have 18 plus years of experience. I hold a master's degree from ISB and IIT, and I work with companies such as HSBC, ITC, Infotech, Infosys, and Deloitte. I'm CEO and director of 360 Digit MG and director in InnoDataTix. And I'm also visiting faculty at Indian School of Business. That's in short about my profile. Here we'll go to 360 Digit MG. And I wish to tell you that this session is keenly meant to help you all give some inputs on a few do's and don'ts to clear the mock interviews, to clear the Viva sessions, and also to clear the main interviews pertaining to data analytics or data science or data engineering or MLOps, doesn't matter, right? So it's majorly about do's and don'ts. This is what we will be focusing upon as part of today's session. So if you go to 360 Digit MG and if you click on learning resources, okay, you'll have a lot of things to experiment. And I will be predominantly making use of mind map to make myself clear on what kind of questions people ask and how you can prepare. You can also look at interview questions. You can look at ML architecture page. You can take the quiz, okay, and see where you stand. There is a resume mapper wherein you just need to upload your resume and the job description, and it will tell you what keywords you do not have on your resume. Okay. And we have a lot of animated learnings. So first thing is you need to take care of your resume. How can you very easily ensure that you improve your resume to get shortlisted? To get a job in the first place, your resume should be shortlisted, right? That's the most important part. So how will your resume be shortlisted in the first place? Let's see. If I have a resume like this, I'm sure that I won't get a job. No proper alignment, nothing. It's all haywire. Okay. So I'm just copying this entire resume. Okay. And these details, such as name and phone number, ideally should come somewhere here underneath. Correct. And your photo, if you can put it, nothing like that. So I'll just copy this resume. And an easy way out is I'll put it here in ChatGPT. Okay. And then I'll say, please make my resume look good and ensure that it gets shortlisted for data analytics positions. Add all the relevant keywords needed. Okay. So what is it doing now? It's putting many things. In the education section, what additions, deletions should happen, what skills you need to add, what employment history is needed, right? So on and so forth. So it's just giving me pointers. That's because of the prompt. I give another prompt. Generate resume for me. Let's see. I put the same resume, copy pasted the same resume. Now it's trying to make things better. And it will not give any grammatical mistakes, etc. Everything, your employment history, etc. Then there is a shortcut. When you press your control key and backspace, this is what would appear. Control on Windows plus this. This key would be just below your question mark. Okay. You just need to press these two at one go, or command and this at one go if you are using Mac. And then use this, copy last response, right? Control Shift C or Command Shift C will copy the entire thing. And I would use that and I'll modify my resume. Command Shift C, copy. Just to give you a sense, look at how good it is. Now I'll do some basic amendments here on this resume and ensure that there are no spelling mistakes. Okay, this is how you can make your resume impressive, friends. Always make your resume very, very impressive. Second most important thing is you mention your project details. And for project details, we give you sample template, right, on how the project details should be mentioned, such as what is the business problem that you try to solve, who is the client. Okay, you need not give the client name, but you can always say that it's one of the leading banks in India or one of the leading manufacturing companies in US in that way. Then what is the technology stack? We make everyone work on the architecture also. You can just say architecture snapshot. Architecture snapshot. So on and so forth, right? Business benefits. And once you put all these details on your resume, double check it by going to resume mapper. Okay. You put your resume here, you upload your resume. Wherever you have your resume, upload that and upload your job description. It should be in PDF or DOCX, DocX, Word format. And then click on compare. Now it will compare and tell you what keywords are relevant and what keywords are not relevant, what keywords are not available on your resume. Make those amendments. Just copy those keywords, say, put it in Chat GPT and say, please use all these keywords in my resume. And it will do that. It will do the trick for you. Next, you have the ML architecture assistant. Make use of this and go to beginner level or intermediary level. Okay. Or go to your advanced is still in progress. It's coming up very soon. And ensure that you make it better and take a snapshot of it. You can export it and put this on your resume. Put the architecture also on your resume for your project that you have worked on. Okay, this will make your life easy and simple. And then data tech profiler would help you take a quiz. You just fill the details and then you can take the quiz. Okay, you can actually figure out where you stand. It will ask you questions pertaining to data analytics, also data science also. Once this is done, you attend your interviews, mock interviews, whatever. In that, most often what's happening is people are not able to answer basic questions. For example, if I ask a basic question such as, what is your data dimension? What do I mean by that? Number of rows and number of columns. Then the next question is, how many of these columns are continuous? And people keep giving me weird answers such as, do you know what? Customer ID is continuous. How can customer ID be continuous? It is categorical. I'm not talking about numeric data, continuous data. A few people have gone ahead and told that pallet quantity is continuous. Do you know what is a pallet? Let me show you. This is a pallet. Continuous means what? You should be able to represent that value in decimal format. Can you say 1.5 pallets? Can you represent in, will the customer ask you for 1.7 pallets? So what will you do? You'll break it into 70% and only ship 70%, is it? So such glaring mistakes are coming up. You need to avoid that. You should be very comfortable with your data set because you worked on your data for 30 to 45 days. Every day you were working on the data. And if you don't even know what columns were there, then no interviewer will be impressed. So know your data inside out. Next. Please bear in mind that 60 to 80% of the project time will go into data pre-processing and data cleansing. So practically when people ask you questions in interviews, majorly it will be on that. My questions, the simple question will be, how do you identify whether two columns are duplicates or not? Whether two columns are duplicates or not. Simple, if there are two numeric columns, I would do a correlation coefficient. I'll find out correlation value. And if the correlation value is high, that means both the columns would be overlapping. Duplicates or overlapping information mean the same. For two column or two rows, you have a function in Python called as duplicate, duplicates, etc. You can use those. Simple. Then I'll follow up from here. What is the difference between correlation and covariance? Correlation finds out direction and strength. Covariance only direction. In correlation, the underlying data is standardized. In covariance, it is not. Then I stick to your data, your columns only. Say you told me that quantity is one of the numeric column. How do you check whether it is normal or non-normal? You'll say histogram. Then I'll stick to this. What is the Python function to plot histogram? plt.hist of that variable. Okay. I'll stick to this only still. Okay. Please tell me, how many bins are generated by default? You should know this, right? You should know these things. Then, okay, what did you figure out? Was quantity normal or non-normal? Because I would have already seen the results, right? And then I'm cross-verifying with you. If in your underlying data on your project, if quantity was non-normal like that, and if you're saying it was normal, then you did not even work on the project properly. How would you clear Viva? If you say it is non-normal, then I'll take this discussion further. Okay, if it's non-normal, what do you do next? I perform transformation techniques. What transformation techniques do you apply? Log and all are there, Box Cox, Johnson. Okay. In Box Cox, what do you think should be the lambda value to perform log transformation? Okay, for performing log transformation, lambda value should be 0. That is how you need to answer. Okay, next. Okay, in this quantity column, okay, is this quantity column, I mean, in this, did you have any outliers and how do you detect? Using box plot. Wonderful. Did you have outliers on both these sides? Yes. Okay. What is the formula for the upper limit? You should say it is Q3 plus 1.5 times of interquartile range. Simple, job done. Then what would I do? I would say, okay, you are detected outliers, and there is an outlier treatment technique called as 3R technique. Rectify, retain, remove. If you retain your outliers, I repeat, if you retain the outliers, then what feature scaling technique do you apply? You have to say robust scaling. And what is the formula for robust scaling? It's X minus median by IQR. Okay, if I want to convert quantity, which is numeric, into categorical, what do I do? Discretization. Okay, what is a Python function to do that? See, now I'm trying to correlate. What is a Python function to do that? What is a SQL query to discretize the data? You might ask me, hey, why are you hell-bent upon these things? Because 80% of the work you have done on this. You need to understand these things. Then I'll come to missing values, etc. Then I'll also ask questions on, okay, going back to your data, what are the columns which are categorical in nature? You give me some name like warehouse name. Okay. Since this is categorical, how do I convert these into numbers? Using dummy variable creation. Okay, wonderful. How do you perform one-hot encoding using pandas function? Pandas, it's simple. pd dot get underscore dummies. Okay. How many warehouse names did you have? How many levels did you have? Okay, there were 10 levels, 10 different warehouses were there. If I use pd dot get underscore dummy, how many columns will get created by default? By default, 10. Okay. If I want 9, not 10, if there are n warehouse names, if I want n minus 1 variables, then what change do I need to do here? You have to say, okay, there is a function called as drop underscore first equal to true. If I do that, the first warehouse name alphabetically, if you have a warehouse name starting with A, that will be the first, column, and that would get dropped off. This is how you need to answer. This is how you need to answer. What is the thumb rule for zero variance features? I mean, if the variance is below, what percentage do you want to remove? Less than 1% or so, I wish to remove. Some thumb rule you have to give. Then I'll ask questions on the other things also, such as standardization, what is a formula, min-max, scaling, what is a formula, etc. Then I'll get into questions pertaining to exploratory data analysis. First moment, second moment, third, fourth. Then I'll get into graphical representations. Then what auto EDA libraries did you use on your project? Okay. And majorly questions will be on EDA and then data pre-processing. And I'll delve into SQL and Python, SQL queries that you have written, Python functions that you have used to perform these activities. This is how I'm going to ask. And if you're a data science student, my questions will be, for example, if you say that I had a column called as quantity, which was a numeric column, okay, my question would be, which hypothesis test do you apply to check for normality? You have a bunch of tests. You can tell me name of any one test. Then next question will be, okay, what is a null and alternate hypothesis that you write for normality test? Data are normal, data are non-normal. Okay, this is how you need to progress, my dear friends. Yeah, hope you got good insights. Okay, this is all I had to say. Focus on your resume and focus on your project work that you mention on your resume and then prepare well. Don't leave EDA, data pre-processing, etc. Thank you all so much and all the best.